Alyssa, I am so sorry about this, honey. We'll have to go see the movie another day. Me and your father have to go to a funeral on short notice. Huh? Did someone die? Yes, mine and your father's old boss at the company we met at. I don't think we'll be gone for too long, but we won't make the movie, unfortunately, darling. We should be back by tonight, okay? Okay. Don't worry, Mom. We can see the movie some other time. Leave the house to me. See you later. Mom, please help me. What do I do? Where are you? We're still at the funeral. What's wrong, honey? Shall I call you? No, please, don't call no matter what. Huh? Why not? There's someone in the house. Please help me, Mom. I'm so scared. What? I've been in my bedroom the whole time. I heard the sound of someone opening the door and coming in. I just assumed it was you and Dad getting home, so I went downstairs to see you. But when I did, there was some stranger in the living room. I've never seen them before. Oh my God, are you serious? Where are you right now? I'm hiding in the closet upstairs. I froze and slowly went back upstairs as soon as I saw them, so I don't think they know I'm here. I'm so scared. Please, Mom, I don't know what to do. Listen, Alyssa, I understand you're scared, but I need you to think very carefully for me now. Are you 100% sure you don't recognize this person? It wasn't your grandmother or any of our other relatives, was it? No! It's some strange woman I've never seen before. She's much younger than Grandma. I see. Absolutely do not move from where you are under any circumstances. Do you understand me, Alyssa? You're being a very brave girl, and I am so proud of you. We're coming home immediately. I'm calling the police too. Please try to stay calm, honey. This will all be over soon. Oh my God, it sounds like they're in the next room. I can hear shuffling and banging from what sounds like stuff falling over. We're in the car. We're on our way home right now. Sit tight, Alyssa. Phoebe, where are you right now?
Hey, sis, it's been a while. I almost didn't realize who you were for a sec there. I'm at home like usual. Why? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Will you tell your husband I'm really sorry I couldn't make it today? I was having the worst lady pains, so I just chilled on the sofa in my PJs with a hot chocolate.
Get over here at once and give back the things you stole.
WTF? The things I stole? Have you lost your mind?
You crept into our house while me and my husband were out at a funeral, turned the place upside down, and stole a bunch of our stuff, didn't you?
What are you talking about? Did you stop taking some medication or something? I take it someone burgled you? This is why humans invented locks, you dummy. You should be more careful from now on. It's a well-known fact that thieves tend to burgle the same place several times after all.
The doors were locked just like they always are. Whoever it was let themselves in with a key. I called Mom. She told me you showed your face at her house briefly this morning, then went home immediately. She said the spare key to our place she had hanging up by the front door was missing.
No way, she probably just imagined it. What kind of fantasy world are you living in? If you've really been burgled, you need to get real and start thinking straight. This isn't some detective novel.
$2,000 in cash money, all of our brand clothing, and all the gift cards we used to shop for Christmases and birthdays. Everything gone. Even Alyssa's piggy bank got stolen. How could you do that to a little girl?
Geez, sis, would you cut it out already? Like I already told you, it wasn't me. Where's the proof? Wait, you wouldn't seriously throw such stupid accusations at me without any proof, would you? What's that?
Alyssa was home when it happened.
So what?
She was quick thinking enough to get a photo of the intruder after they darted for the back door and hightailed it down the street when they got spooked by the police sirens. She just sent me it. Nothing you could possibly say could convince me this isn't you.
You can't even see their face from the movement blur. Are you being serious right now? Like, what the hell? Is that all you're basing these horrible accusations on? Oh my God, Brooke.
You still have the nerve to play dumb after blatantly being caught red-handed? You barely hung around for 5 minutes at Mom's place this morning before pulling a mysterious vanishing act. Why? Besides, I confirmed it with Alyssa. I showed her a picture of you from mine and my husband's wedding. She recognized you the moment she saw it. You might not have realized while you were so preoccupied with rooting through our stuff, but let me make this clear. She got a very good look at your face.
You think the word of some dumb little girl counts as proof? You're gonna make hurtful accusations against your little sister based on that? I'm bored of you now. It's time to put your phone down and take some big, deep breaths. You know full well there's a chance Alyssa got it wrong.
Excuse me? Dumb little girl? She's your niece. How dare you? Do you have any idea how terrified she was because of what you did? She was holed up in a closet begging me to help her.
Maybe so, but it had nothing to do with me. It's all your fault.
How did you come to that conclusion?
Think about it. Doesn't exactly take a genius. You walk around town like you're some kind of local celebrity in a desperate attempt to show off the branded clothing and bags you skimp and save for some reason despite being dirt poor. It would hardly be a surprise if some local ruffians set their sights on you after seeing all the stuff you had. I hate to say this, but you were practically begging to be burgled. This is what happens when ugly gutter people go around acting like they're hot stuff. Lol.
Whether I buy brand goods or not is my prerogative. Why are you so obsessed with that of all things?
Don't get carried away just because you managed to bag yourself a husband by some miracle. Owen always did have some weird tastes. But my jaw almost hit the floor when I realized a normal guy like him was marrying an ugly 50 IQ good-for-nothing poverty-stricken loser like you. All the while having no idea that he wasn't even your first choice, and you only settled for him after accepting you had absolutely no chance with my husband.
Wait, what? Are you saying I had feelings for your husband, Chris? What on earth would lead you to think that?
There's no point in playing dumb, sis, so please save me the trouble of having to listen to your crap. You had a thing for my Chris back when you and him and Owen worked at the same company, didn't you?
What?
I never told you this, but remember that blind dating event our companies held together? You were witnessed together by several people that night. Yep, that's right. You were seen sneaking out the back with Chris. I bet you thought no one saw you.
Huh? What the?
You can pretend you forgot all you like, but this isn't gonna wash with me, lol. Could it be that you're still not over the heartbreak of having him snatched away from you?
Look, Phoebe, I'm not even sure I know what you're talking about anymore.
You're an even bigger dimwit than I thought then. Do I have to spell it out? I stole your man, and now he's all mine. I wonder what it felt like having the guy you like stolen away by your much cuter little sister right before your eyes. Do you want to share, or is it still too tender?
Wait a sec. Is that why you asked Chris out? Bingo. Looks like there might be a brain cell in there after all. Try seeing it from my point of view. It would have been a travesty to let a good-looking guy like him go to waste on a good-for-nothing butterface like you.
To tell you the truth, it's always been a weakness of mine. Ever since we were young, whenever you had something nice, I always felt this overwhelming urge to snatch it from you. I find the thought of you having any kind of happiness just unbearable. Kind of like a way of putting you back in your place when you get too big for your boots. It's hardly fair that someone so vastly inferior to me in every way should have anything nice, is it?
You're the most wicked, black-hearted person I've ever met. I think you might actually be evil. I feel disgusted just knowing that we're related.
Anyway, I was super shocked when I heard Owen propose to you straight after that little incident at the party. He probably felt bad and took pity on you for still being unmarried when you were almost 30 and well past your prime. I'll give him one thing. It takes a kind man to do that.
I have no interest in continuing this conversation with you. I feel sick just looking at your vile messages. Hurry up and return the cash and items you stole from our house. Alyssa planned on buying a brand new bag with the money she was saving up in that piggy bank.
If you're so convinced it was me, you're free to come over to my place and look around. I didn't do it, of course, so it's not like you're gonna find anything. Boy, are you gonna feel stupid. And wow, really? You are actually making your daughter save up for some poxy little bag? A good mother would just buy her it. You'd have the money in the blink of an eye if you sold some of your precious branded clothing. I doubt you could ever bring yourself to part ways with it, though.
Those are things Owen bought me as presents. There's no way I could sell them.
It just gets better. I get it. They must be super important to you if you had to pester your husband for cash to get your hands on them. Stop it, Brooke. My stomach hurts, lol. I've gotta say, though, I feel awful for your little Alyssa. To think you won't even buy her a bag. How about you use this whole thing as an opportunity to reevaluate the way you live your life? You are the lowest of the low, human garbage. And the lowest of the low have a duty to live inconspicuously, to keep their heads down and not be a nuisance to decent members of society by splashing out frivolously on things they can't afford.
Phoebe, where are you?
In my house, obviously.
I need to talk to you about something.
What is it this time? Snooze, lol.
We were burgled again. We went out for some supper as a family. We weren't even gone that long. The place was an even bigger mess than the last time when we got back.
You have got to be kidding me, lol. Do you not learn from your mistakes? How many times does it have to happen before you start locking the door? I think my previous estimation of your IQ being 50 was way too high. You're the literal definition of idiocy. I can't stop laughing.
I can't stop laughing either.
Huh?
I must admit, I had no idea you'd be stupid enough to try it again so soon. I'm so pleased we took the necessary precautions just in case you did.
What are you talking about?
I'm obviously talking about you burglaring our house. We thought it best to err on the side of caution, so we had a certain someone watch the house for us while we were out. That certain someone was Chris.
What? My Chris?
He agreed to come over as soon as I asked him. He thought it would be the perfect opportunity to clear your name, so he was very forthcoming.
But he told me he was out drinking with his friends today.
I know, it was me who told him to tell you that. Because as far as I was concerned, you were the prime suspect, so we could hardly have you finding out your husband would be on security duty. You saw my post on social media about us all going out for supper as a family. That's why you thought the house would be empty, right? Chris just sent me some fascinating pictures. You'll never guess what of. Wanna know? His crazy wife rummaging through the drawers in our house.
What?
I did think you'd start being a little more cautious after Alyssa saw you up to no good last time. To think you didn't notice your husband hiding in the same closet, even after I told you that's where she was hiding the first time around. Do you not learn from your mistakes? You're such a moron, I can't stop laughing. My stomach hurts.
Ugh, just shut up. Who the hell do you think you are dragging my family into your business?
That's my line. Who the hell do you think you are, dragging my family into your illegal activities? You should be ashamed. We have enough photos to make a scrapbook this time. You're not getting away with it again.
Fine. Even if for the sake of argument we say it was me who burgled your house this time, what proof is there that I had anything to do with it the first time round? You don't have any, do you?
You gotta be kidding me. You're not seriously still trying to worm your way out of this, are you? You despicable common thief.
Get a grip, sis. You're blowing this way out of proportion. This is nothing but a petty squabble between sisters.
Excuse me?
Let me make this clear before you go off and do something you regret. But the police don't get involved in petty family disputes. They don't deal with civil matters. I know you are not particularly knowledgeable about anything at all, and you're certainly not intelligent, so you can be forgiven for not knowing, but let me explain. If a parent or sibling steals something from within the family, the police aren't obligated to take action if it's reported because it's a civil matter. A formal criminal complaint is required to prosecute things like that.
I'm afraid you're tragically deluded.
Huh?
I won't be filing a civil claim. I'll be filing a criminal lawsuit because you committed a crime. Chris has my back on this one too.
Wait, what the hell? Are you serious? A criminal lawsuit and Chris is on your side? You're lying.
He just messaged me. I just followed Phoebe. She went to her folks' house. It seems like she's hiding everything she steals in her dad's safe. I got him to open it for me after she left. There it was. The money, the gift cards, the branded clothing, everything was in there. Alyssa's piggy bank too. My God, this woman is insane. Let's head down to the police station tomorrow and file the charges. We have no choice. Brooke, I'm so sorry for everything my wife has done. Those were the messages.
Did he really send you all that? Surely I can't be liable for criminal charges over this.
Apparently, that's actually quite a common misconception. What was the penalty for theft again? Oh yeah, wasn't it up to 10 years in prison and a $5,000 fine? Don't quote me, but I'm sure it was something like that. That's gonna be real tough on you, huh? Oh well, good luck.
No, I don't want to go to prison. Please, sis, don't do this. Will you stop my husband from filing charges against me?
What? Why?
Why? What do you mean, why? Do you seriously want people knowing there's a criminal in the family? Think of what it would do to our reputation.
Can't be helped. We'll just have to take the hit. You are a criminal after all. It's out of my hands now.
How is it out of your hands when all you have to do is get him to not file charges? You could do it right now if you wanted. Ah, I've got it. If you persuade my husband not to file charges, I'll let you have him for a day. Chris, that is.
Huh?
Come on, don't deny it. I know you've had the hots for him since forever. I'm not gonna lose my head over being cheated on for a day if that's what it takes to put a lid on all this. Go on, you know you want to. You want to know what it's like, even just once. You'll finally get to find out how he got his nickname, the Sexual Athlete.
Wow. What is this crap? How does your mind even work? First of all, your husband Chris is not a bargaining chip for you to rent out like some object whenever you're in a difficult situation. Listen, Phoebe, you're making a major misunderstanding here. So allow me to explain.
A misunderstanding?
The only reason I went out back with Chris on the night of the blind dating event was because he called me over and invited me to go out with him.
What? No way!
I never had feelings for him. In fact, he was the one who liked me, and he told me that night, right there in the garden behind the club.
No way! What the… why?
I have no idea why, but he told me he'd had a crush on me for a very long time. I already liked Owen by then, so I turned him down. I didn't want to make things awkward between us at work, so I proposed we stayed friends, which he agreed to. Then we both went back inside, and that was it.
Huh? Wait a sec. Does that mean I didn't steal the guy you had feelings for?
Owen was the only one I ever had feelings for.
Liar! You're just trying to show off and make me feel jealous, aren't you? Well, it won't work! Ugh! I don't believe you for a second.
I don't care whether you believe me or not. You're welcome to ask Chris yourself. I'm sure he'll tell you.
Are you saying my husband was a hand-me-down from you of all people? Ew.
Why do you think like this, Phoebe? Why are you so shallow? You really should stop speaking about your husband like he's an inanimate object. I very much doubt he married you just because he couldn't have me. I'm sure he married you because he likes you, even if I personally struggle to believe that that's possible. Believe it or not everyone on this planet is quite as disgustingly shallow as you are.
Shut up already! Anyway, more important, you have to stop him. He cannot be allowed to make it to the police station. Me, a criminal record? Don't even joke about things like that. Help me out here, sis.
How stupid are you? If my IQ is 50, yours is 1. You've treated me with such hate and contempt for so long that I literally struggle for the words to describe how toxic you are, and suddenly you want me to help you out? You can rot in prison for the rest of your life for all I care.
Why? Don't joke about that. I'm not cut out for prison. Why can't we just let bygones be bygones?
Bygones? You broke into my house 2 times in the last week. You terrified the living daylights out of my poor daughter. Besides, there's no way you'll be able to talk Chris out of this.
Surely you don't know that. I'd have to at least try. He's kind, so I'll probably be able to pull on his heartstrings if I break down on the floor in tears and cry uncontrollably for a few minutes.
Do you really not know, despite being his wife? Chris is absolutely furious with you right now.
Huh? What?
Do you have any idea whose funeral we were at on the first day you broke in and stole from our house?
Huh? Yeah, of course I do. It was your old boss from the company you guys all met at, right?
That's right. We were a bunch of high school graduates who'd hardly been out of our parents' houses for 5 minutes, fresh-faced and wet behind the ears. We barely knew left from right. He taught us how to behave as young adults and drilled into us the skills required to become productive, successful members of society. He was a veteran cop before he started the company.
Veteran cop?
He was a very important man to us all, and we owe him a lot. To think you duck out on some trumped-up excuse of a fake illness. We all were wondering why you couldn't make the effort to show up, and to be honest, we did think it was weird, but my God, we had no idea it was so you could break into our house and steal our things. Do you really think Chris is seriously gonna let that slide? Our old boss was extremely important to us all, but more so to Chris. He was like a second dad to him. Just give it up.
I will not! I'm not going to prison! How about I just give you the money back? Surely we can call it quits then. You know, these are some really dirty tricks you're using. Sweet-talking my husband into taking your side. You need to do something about this. Help your sister for once, you damn good-for-nothing.
You deserve everything that's coming. You don't care about anyone except yourself. You steal, you hurt your loved ones without a moment's hesitation, you say some of the most hateful, abusive things I've ever heard a person say. And you have the nerve to call me the lowest of the low? That does apply to one of us, but it's not me.
Fine, whatever. I'm the lowest of the low. Happy now? I'm seriously begging you. Please just don't take me to court.
Can you promise me something then? Can you promise to use this whole thing as an opportunity to reevaluate the way you live your life?
Huh?
You heard me. Now repeat after me. I am the lowest of the low, human garbage. Accordingly, I hereby pledge to live inconspicuously, to keep my head down, and stop being a nuisance to decent members of society by stealing things I can't afford.
I am the lowest of the low, human garbage. Accordingly, I hereby pledge to live inconspicuously, to keep my head down and stop being a nuisance to decent members of society by stealing things I can't afford. There, are you satisfied now? You won't take me to court now, will you? You promised you wouldn't.
Don't kid yourself, of course I will.
What?
I was only joking. You love jokes, right, Phoebe? Remember when you joked about how it's a well-known fact that thieves tend to burgle the same place several times while we were still recovering from the shock of your first break-in? I won't let you get away with what you did, or your childish jokes. My sister made several attempts at stopping me and her husband filing charges against her, but she ultimately failed. What surprised me the most was that our parents didn't try and convince us to withdraw the accusations, and they were more than happy for me to take my little sister to court. It turns out this wasn't her first time stealing. Unbeknownst to me, she'd been a prolific thief for quite some time. My parents had never told me, but they were fully aware of it, and I can only assume they reached the end of their tether with their sticky-fingered daughter's misdeeds. Phoebe miraculously managed to avoid going to prison, but she didn't escape the criminal record, and now her name will be on file forever. On top of that, she got fired from her job. Finally, while she was in a desperate panic to scrape the money to pay off the fine together, Chris slammed a set of signed divorce papers down on the table in front of her. She's as good as ruined now. After the incident, we moved somewhere far away as a family. We all felt that there were too many bad memories for us in that place, so we decided to embark upon a fresh chapter in our lives together. We did end up pretty far from our workplaces and Alyssa's school, but now the three of us are living in a quiet little apartment in a village by the sea, where we can hear the gentle sound of the waves, and we don't regret it one bit. This goes without saying, but it's also equipped with a big, sturdy safe.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
I'm really sorry about today. Things got delayed due to some urgent stuff at the office, and I couldn't make it when we originally planned. I caused your parents a real inconvenience, too. Will you tell them I'm sorry?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. I know how hectic things are at work for you right now. The fact that you went out of your way to take any time to spend with us at all means a lot to us.
Thanks, Anna. I'm relieved to hear it. It's good of you to say that, but still, can you believe we're this close to the wedding? I only just met your parents. It's pretty crazy. It's true, things are intense at work right now, but still, I think it was pretty sloppy of me to not somehow find time to meet them earlier.
It's cool, Jeff. Really. I told you. My mom and dad understand. I don't know what kind of overbearing tyrants you think they are, but they're actually super chill. I told them about you a long time ago, just after we started dating. You might only have just met them, but they know practically everything there is to know about you. They said it was a privilege to meet you today.
Then there's our mammoth age gap. I know this might sound weird coming from me, but surely there's no way you're not gonna be at least a little apprehensive about their 22-year-old daughter marrying an old man like me.
Oh, stop it, Jeff. You're not an old man. Sure, you're no spring chicken, but you're only a slightly old man at worst. Besides, I don't care in the slightest. I love you for you, not some number, and my parents understand and respect that. They might have been nervous at first, but they're not now that they met you. The age gap isn't the only thing they were nervous about.
Really? What else?
Really? Well, you see, you work for a major global company that's always on commercials on TV, right? Not only that, but you're a top executive. My parents were surprised I managed to bag myself such a high-spec guy.
Believe me, I was way more nervous than they were.
Wow, really? You looked super confident to me.
Think about it, both of your parents are in their early 50s, right? I'm almost the same age as them. It took some bravery to ask them to give me their daughter's hand in marriage. I can tell you that for sure.
I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the bottom line is, it went swimmingly. I'm so relieved we finally got it out of the way. Now all that's left is to wait for the wedding day.
Not long left now. At the beginning of next month, we'll be husband and wife.
Yup, I can't wait. But are you sure you don't mind? I noticed you didn't invite any of your coworkers. Is that okay? I hope you're not holding back on mine or my family's behalf.
Didn't I tell you before? You're the most important thing in the world to me, and our wedding day is gonna be the most important day of my life. I couldn't bring myself to taint it with the presence of my coworkers.
I get that. I'm more thinking with regards to your position at work. Won't your coworkers be offended?
The people in my line of work aren't the kind of people to get offended by such trivialities. My position at work is predicated on nothing but my ability to do my job efficiently and effectively, which I'm damn good at if I say so myself.
Sure, from your perspective maybe, but I can't deny I'm worried.
It's fine, really. Besides, you do know you're about to commit to spending your entire life with me, right? You should be way more worried about that. This is the most important day of our lives we're talking about here, babe. Surely you don't want to spend it surrounded by crusty, pompous old corporate types. If I started inviting people from work, the church would end up looking like an old folks' home.
Good point. I probably would be a little nervous surrounded by all those bigwigs.
Right? That's why the guest roster is fine just the way it is. All of your friends are coming, and that's enough for me. So unless you do want to turn the church into an old people's home, or our wedding day into a corporate meeting, things are A-okay just as they are.
Thanks so much for thinking of me, Jeff. It means a lot. I'll promise I'll do my best. To be the wife you deserve, and I'll never embarrass you.
It means a lot that you'd say that, babe. But don't overdo it. Me and you are a team. I want you to go at your own pace, and I want you to know that you can always speak to me if you're struggling with anything.
Okay, thanks, sweetie. Sorry to keep talking so late at night. You have work in the morning, right?
Don't be silly, I'm your husband. We're bound to keep each other awake far later than this. You're right, though. I do have work tomorrow, and I should really start winding down for bed. I'm gonna head off now.
Okay, good night, sweetie. I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow. Jeff, where are you right now? Why aren't you at the church? The reception's about to start. Did something happen? Are you okay?
You must be Jeff's fiancé.
Huh? Jeff, what are you talking about?
Sorry, honey, I'm not Jeff. I'm the wife of the man whose phone this is. My husband will not be marrying you. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but you need to cancel today's wedding.
Huh? His wife? Cancel the wedding? What the hell is going on here?
My name is Teresa, and I'm Jeff's wife. It seems like my husband has some apologizing to do.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Is this some kind of prank? You wouldn't do that, would you? Is this really Jeff's wife?
Yes, it really is. I'm speaking to you from his phone right now. Your name's Anna, right? I'm so sorry for my husband's selfish, despicable behavior. There's no excusing what he's done, and you didn't deserve to be treated like this. Rest assured, I'll see to it that he takes all responsibility for the cancellation of the wedding.
Please just wait a sec. Even if you apologize.
I'm still not exactly sure what it is you're apologizing for. I understand this is a lot to take in, and I don't expect you to settle for a mere apology, which is why I'd like to give you some compensation. I'd really appreciate if we could settle this out of court. Is that all right with you, Anna?
Is it all right with me? I don't even... Just hold on a second. I get that you say you're Jeff's wife. But how can you leap straight from that to offering to pay me compensation without even explaining what's going on? I had no idea Jeff was married. And if I'm honest, I find it a little hard to believe.
Well, he is, which is why I'm telling you I'd like to give you some compensation by way apology for his behavior. So please, forget about him. I know this must be upsetting for you, but as far as I can see, this is our best option. Let's make the best out of a bad situation, shall we?
You're just talking at me. Give Jeff the phone. I can't accept that I'll never see my husband again without even understanding why.
I'm afraid I can't put you onto my husband right now. If you won't accept the money without an explanation of what happened, I can give you a simple one. Will that satisfy you?
Will it satisfy me? You do know I was supposed to be getting married today? If you're seriously telling me I can't speak to my fiancé, then I won't listen to a word you say.
You're not the only victim here, you know. My husband cheated on me. I don't exactly feel like having an in-depth conversation with his lover. Surely you can understand why I feel that way.
I mean, sure, I do, but...
That said, I do also understand how you feel, which is why I'm willing to give you an opportunity to speak to Jeff. I'll arrange a meeting in a couple of days.
Really?
Yes, of course. I know you may feel you have no reason to trust me, but I want you to know that you can. As painful as this is, I want you to remember that we're not enemies.
Okay, got it. But make no mistake, that doesn't mean I accept what's going on here. I have to ask you, Theresa, how the hell did this happen?
It's actually very simple. My husband cheated on me with you because things weren't going well between us. That's all there is to it.
That's it? How can you say that? We're engaged and I just arrived at the church for the wedding. He met my parents, for crying out loud.
I know all that and I can only apologize. It seems like my husband genuinely did intend to divorce me so he could marry you. It was when I found out about what he was doing behind my back that things came to a head. I can only apologize for not letting you know sooner.
If everything you just said is true, why the hell is he with you and not here at the church marrying me?
While having a heart-to-heart about the prospect of divorcing, I felt our old flame being rekindled, and we decided to give our marriage one last shot. This might sound mean, but I'm very grateful to you for that.
Grateful? Are you making fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you at all. To the contrary, I really am tremendously grateful. Me and Jeff have been married for 10 years, but we've never had a conversation as direct, as candid as this. It might sound crazy after everything that's happened, but thanks to you, we were finally able to repair our damaged relationship. And I feel like we're closer than ever now. That's partly why I want to pay you compensation, by way of thanks.
Stop screwing around! This is ridiculous and I won't accept it! Have you even heard what you're saying? Are you telling me that my engagement, my wedding day, and all the hopes I had pinned on our future together are nothing more than the result of a marital dispute?
Look, you're probably gonna hate me for saying this, but no matter what you've allowed yourself to believe, there was no chance you were ever actually going to marry my husband. You should just be grateful for the fact you were able to dream about having a future with a man like him at all, even if only temporarily.
Excuse me? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
My husband's a top executive at a major global company. You're nothing more than a lowly receptionist at some irrelevant small fry company that no one's ever heard of. If me and my husband weren't going through a rough patch, he would have never even looked at you twice, let alone ask you to marry him.
Wow, thanks for showing me your true colors, Theresa. Who do you think you are, speaking to me like that?
Whether you're offended or not, it's the truth. Look, Anna, I'm willing to be understanding here. I won't ask you to return any of the expensive presents he sent you while you two were dating. On top of that, as I've told you, I'm also willing to pay compensation. I think you know most people wouldn't be this generous and forthcoming given the circumstances. I'm making a lot of concessions here. If you insist on continuing to throw tantrums in spite of my best efforts, I'll have no choice.
Throw tantrums? What exactly do you mean by that? Do you think I'm being selfish?
Jeff is a married man. There's no denying his behavior has been unacceptable, and I'll be the last person to make any apologies for him. But the sooner this shameful scandal is swept under the rug, the better.
Wow. So mine and Jeff's relationship is nothing more than a shameful scandal?
Unlike you, my husband is highly respected, with a name and an image that took decades to cultivate. and which must be protected and maintained at all costs. Please consider and understand. You can speak about this in detail with him in a few days. I'll arrange a meeting soon, which I'll also be present for. Is that okay with you?
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Anna, I'm so sorry what happened today at the meeting. My wife completely lost it. She said all sorts of horrible things. You didn't deserve any of it. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for everything I put you through.
Just forget it. We can put the lid on this whole horrible saga as soon as I have my money. I don't ever want to think about this again. Anyway, are you sure you have the permission to be speaking to me right now? Be careful, your wife might get angry with you.
It's okay. I told her I was gonna message you.
That's a surprise. Did she lose her temper?
Maybe she would normally, but right now she's more concerned about you telling people about what she did to you today. And she's willing to turn a blind eye to me talking to you if it means preventing that.
Interesting. I see she's just as cautious as ever.
Don't say it like that. She's only trying to protect me in the only way she knows how. Even still, there's no excuse for the things she said to you today. She behaved deplorably at what should have been a meeting to set things straight and clear the air, and I'm sorry for that. What she said was rude and sensitive and disrespectful.
Not really. It's just like your wife said, I'm nothing more than a naive little girl. And she's right. After all, me and you live in different worlds.
As well as that, the way she seemed to think she had license to yell obscenities at you and force you into settling out of court just because she's offering to pay you compensation was shameful. I'm sorry this whole discussion has gone ahead on our terms.
Don't sweat it, Jeff. Unlike me, you're highly respected and have a name and image that took decades to cultivate that must be protected and maintained at all costs. You're not a naive little girl like me. I get it. You're so many leagues above me. I should be grateful just to have had the opportunity to even dream about us being together. Marriage was nothing more than a fantasy, and I was naive and stupid to let myself believe otherwise. Knowing all of that, how could I object to settling things on your terms?
Come on, Anna, please. It wasn't like that. Me and you had something. Stop treating me like we're strangers all of a sudden.
Me and you? What exactly does that mean, Jeff? I was nothing more than a cheap fling to you.
No, that's not true. I was seriously thinking about marrying you. Surely you know you meant something to me. Surely you understand what we had isn't something that couldn't be faked.
Gross, give me a break. I want nothing to do with you ever again. Your wife will be pleased. She can have you all to herself now. I'm happy for us to settle this out of the court. Lord knows I don't have the strength to go before a judge. All I ask is that you leave me alone. I never want to hear from you again. I mean it.
Anna, please don't speak like that. Look, I behaved shamefully. There's no excusing what I did. I know that. The way I felt about you was real.
Real? Despite secretly having a wife the whole time? You've got some nerve.
I'm sorry, but I still love you, Anna. Even now. Please understand that.
That's funny. I heard you and your wife made up and decided to give things another shot. That doesn't feel like love from where I'm standing. Not from me, at least.
We may have reconciled, but only on the surface. All that woman cares about is my position in the company, my salary, and my reputation. Without those things, she'd be gone in a heartbeat. She hardly spoke to me at all today.
Wait, so what you're saying is that you guys divorced over your affair? It'd get out and turn into a huge scandal, which would mean your image in the eyes of the world would take a hit. Maybe even jeopardizing your position at the company. So instead of being true to yourself and honest about your feelings, you'd rather live a lie by staying in a loveless relationship with someone who only likes you for your wallet?
You put it bluntly, but yeah, I guess that more or less sums it up. Surely you understand it's not possible for me or Teresa to love each other in these circumstances. You're more important to me than she ever was, now and forever.
I see. Okay, well, so what? Why are you even telling me this? What do you want me to do?
Okay, babe, listen, and this is only a suggestion, but would you consider being my lover?
Excuse me? Your lover? Have you lost your mind?
I know I'm only repeating what you said here, but you're right. I do have a name and an image to protect, which means divorcing my wife over an affair is totally out of the question. Me and you continuing our relationship behind the scenes, however, is more than doable. That damn woman never had any interest in me to begin with.
Is that why you're asking me to be your lover? Don't screw around, Jeff! You wouldn't believe how close I am to blocking you right now.
Whoa, let's not do that. Please, babe, don't get mad with me. Please try to understand I'm in a difficult situation here. If we break things down, this is actually super simple. The way I see it, there are two problems here. One, the fact that I kept my marriage a secret from you. And two, the fact that as loveless and superficial as it is, I'm trapped in said marriage for a number of reasons. But now that you know everything, if we carry on seeing each other behind closed doors, those problems disappear. And I'll send you some money every month, too. You'll never struggle financially as we're together, Anna. I promise you that.
You must be insane. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that your wife won't go along with this. But what about my parents? If you think I'm furious about how you abandoned me on my wedding day, you should have seen my parents' reaction. They're out for blood. You better hope you never run into them.
Like I just said, it's not a problem if we keep it secret. Sure, it might be difficult for us to meet at times, and it won't be anything like before, but I don't care. If I can be with you, I'm happy. I don't want to end things between us. You mean too much to me. Surely you feel the same. You want to be with me too, right? If you do, let's do it. I'm ready and willing to do whatever it takes to protect our love, you and me, babe.
Okay. If you put it that way, I'm ready too.
Really? Oh, I'm so pleased. I knew I could count on you to do the right thing. I knew you. I knew our love would pull through in the end. Thank you so much for giving me another chance, babe. You won't regret it. I can't wait to see you again.
Yep, I can't wait either. After everything that's happened, I'm fully committed to seeing this through to the very end. I hope you're committed to seeing it through to the end too, Jeff.
Hey, Anna, I just arrived at the meeting spot. How long before you get here?
Not long now. But first, I owe you an apology. I know it's unfair for me to call you away from your work for a covert meeting like this despite you being crazy busy.
Don't be silly, babe. I understand we have to do it this way so nobody finds out. Besides, it's a small price to pay if it means I can be with you.
Are you sure you don't mind? You were at the office and probably had a lot to do, right?
The company president wasn't at work today. Sneaking away every now and then is no big deal, really. I could always make up for the lost time another day. Plus, this will be the first time we actually meet since deciding to go ahead with this new style of relationship of ours. Because I've been so busy lately. I'm so excited to meet you. Slipping away when no one's there to notice me is nothing if it means I get to be reunited with the love of my life.
The company president said he's really looking forward to being reunited with you too.
Huh? The president?
Yeah, the president. You know, the guy who runs our company. You know, your boss. Can you imagine how shocked he must have been to find out one of his top executives would sneak away from the office for a seedy tryst with his lover? He said you were the last person he would have ever imagined doing something like this, and he wants to see you ASAP.
Whoa, hold on a sec. What? You're joking, right? Tell me it's a joke. Real funny, babe. You're just trying to shock me, right? This is all a big prank, isn't it? Good one. You can drop the act now. You've had your fun. Please.
Like I'd do something like that. If you don't believe me, how about I send you a pic of the two of us?
No, what the hell? Why would the president... wait, just hang on a sec. You and him don't even know each other, so what you're saying is impossible.
Oh dear, Jeff. You don't know, do you? My parents were in the same class as your president back in school. They were all friends back then and have always kept in touch. They very kindly agreed to arrange for him to meet me.
They were? If that's the case, why didn't they mention it when I met them before the wedding?
It's hardly the kind of thing they go out of their way to tell you. Besides, it's not like it makes them special or anything. They were just in his class. So what?
Sure it doesn't. But why the hell are you with the president right now? He told me he had a lunch meeting today with the president of another company he's looking to go into business with.
A lie to lull you into a false sense of security, obviously.
Why would you do this?
To take revenge against you?
Revenge? What are you talking about? None of this makes sense. Look, I'm not gonna lie, the hiding my marriage from you for all that time was despicable, and I'll be sorry until the day I die. But I thought you forgave me.
Huh? Did I? That's funny. I don't remember forgiving you. I don't remember even saying anything that would make you think there was a chance I might forgive you. You seem to be making quite the misunderstanding.
But you said you'd be my lover.
You know, what surprises me the most is that after hiding the fact that you were married and cheated on your wife with me, after destroying all my hopes and dreams for the future and crushing me emotionally on what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life, you actually have the nerve to ask me to be your lover? Did you seriously think I was gonna forget everything you did to me and do what you wanted just so you could protect your precious image?
But you agreed to go along with it.
Like hell I did! It probably just sounded that way to you because you were thinking with that thing in your pants instead of your head. You creepy sex-obsessed old man. You're gross!
Creepy, sex-obsessed old man. You watch your damn mouth, Anna. Just because I acted wrongly in the past doesn't give you the right to speak to me like that. I'm old enough to be your dad. You should have more respect for your superiors. What disgraceful behavior.
You're the one who always made a big song and dance about the fact that we had an age gap. Admit it, you got off on it. You deceived me with a stupid pack of lies. Then you have the nerve to try and use your privileged financial position to stop me taking you to court by offering me a huge compensation packet? That's called a bribe. You and your wife are just as bad as each other. In a way, you're a perfect match. You should have thought twice before trying to make a fool out of me.
I wasn't, babe, I swear. Why did you have to go do this? I get that you're upset, but calling the president out was too far. You crossed the line here, Anna. You do realize I could lose my job over this.
Duh. Why do you think I did it? You can hardly complain about losing everything and having your life ruined, when you did the exact same thing to me by treating me like a pawn to be used and manipulated for your twisted satisfaction like some mega maniacal narcissist.
It wasn't like that. I really liked you, babe. I mean, like present tense. But that's not the point right now. What the hell am I supposed to do? And like you, I'm very important. I have a position and a reputation to think about. The goings-on in my private life carry far more weight than those of a naive, insignificant little girl like you. The world is watching, and it's not gonna be impressed. Oh my God, what have you done?
To quote my parents, whether a 22-year-old girl or a balding old man, no one's life is more valuable than another's.
Screw your parents. Do not lump me in with the likes of you. We are not the same.
You're such a charmer, Jeff. I don't know what I even saw in you. You're right, though. Let's face it, I've still got my whole life ahead of me. My life has a lot more value than someone who's about to lose everything. Their wife, their home, their job, oh, and not to forget their precious, squeaky clean reputation. Sorry, Jeff.
My wife? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about this cheap little fling of ours. You know, that I'm your lover. I told your wife everything.
Huh? What the heck did you go and do?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You never told me that your wife just so happens to be best friends with the president's wife. I made sure to tell the president to let his wife know all about how you two joined forces to try and pay me off to keep my mouth shut. How you thought you could get away with it all because I was nothing more than a naive little girl. She's gonna know everything soon. Which means you're not only the one who's about to lose everything. You can both sink to the depths of despair together. Kinda romantic, huh?
You went to those lengths? Watch your end game. Our lives are over because of you.
I already told you, didn't I? Revenge. You two are both just as selfish, manipulative, vain, and arrogant as each other. A match made in heaven. Now you can burn in hell together for all I care.
How could you do this? You're evil. I'm gonna lose everything. My job, my friends, everything. It's over. What am I supposed to do now?
Chill. Like I said, you won't be completely alone. Look on the bright side, you and your wife get to burn in hell together now. Thanks for your commitment, Jeff. I'm glad you saw this through to the end with me. Enjoy the rest of your lives together in disgrace and isolation. I hope things aren't awkward between you now. After that, Jeff's company president arrived at the secret meeting location and fired him on the spot, thus making him unemployed, his worst nightmare now a reality. Not only that, but his marriage fell apart, again. After his wife found out he'd lied to her once more when she read mine and his highly incriminating chat logs. All of Jeff's friendships and social connections revolved around his company due to him being a severe workaholic, which meant that when word of his true colors as a lying sleazebag spread, not a single ally or sympathizer remained. His partner in crime and fellow scumbag, aka his wife, was incensed by what he'd done, and now hates him even more than ever. He's all alone in this big, wide world, without a single person to call his friend. What happened to his wife, you ask? To put it simply, she lost everything, just like her husband. Her world fell apart shortly after her best friend, the president's wife, found out what she'd been up to behind the scenes. Despite hating each other's guts, they couldn't bring themselves to divorce, because they knew it would mean being even more alone than they already were. Faced with a dilemma, they decided to hit rock bottom together. They do say misery loves company. I shudder to imagine what the atmosphere inside that house must be like. If you ask me, I did actually think she'd divorce him, but Jeff being a massive workaholic means he's completely incapable of doing housework, and probably wouldn't be able to survive on his own. And his wife being his wife, having clung to nothing but her husband's social status for so long, must have also felt instinctually that she wouldn't make it without him. I guess they figured if they were going to hit rock bottom, they should do it together. Just as I predicted, the two of them plummeted down into the depths of hell because of their unparalleled hubris and selfishness. I hope the flames keep them nice and warm.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.